Okay, so we have some huge news on Big Sean's new album. I decided with a feature from Eminem called No Favors. Um, let's get right into the interviews.
Like no favors, man.
Yeah, no favors.
One of
Crazy.
your finest moments.
Yeah.
And when your man comes in for Detroit, oh my days!
Yeah.
I haven't heard him sound that good for years.
Yeah.
For years.
I mean, he's good, man.
Yeah, not taking nothing.
Yeah, he's
but
good.
Like,
he's great.
and
he's
you
not
hang,
good,
and you
great.
definitely hang out there. You hang with him on that one, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It feels like you brought him back right. Like amazing.
Wow, I don't think that, but I think he's been back. I don't think he ever left, but I felt,
He's back where someone like me really wants him to be, man.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
No, when I heard the verse, you could just imagine my feelings. But it gave me the feeling of it reminded me of the first time I heard him, just from an excitement standpoint. Like I was just so excited hearing it, and I feel like Eminem throughout his whole career has just tried and been very successful. Obviously, at everything, he's the biggest rapper of all time. If you just look at the numbers. Yeah. And so you can imagine what that's like coming up in Detroit and looking up to that. So
yeah, for real. But you sounding, it was like with you is like a lyrical exercise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you just smashed that down.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely like unbelievable. No
hey,
favors, man.
Okay, so that interview was from none other than Tim Westwood. This next interview was from Zane Lowe. Let's check it out.
So why don't you do the honors and tell us who's on No Favors?
Eminem. So, Eminem was, he was the only person I heard that could be on that song, to keep it honest.
Mm.
And he lit it up, you know what I mean? He went on there, and it kind of reminded me of it just reminded me of why I am such an Eminem fan. And it reminded me of why I fell in love with Eminem's work. You know what I mean? It's just like the way he's unique, he's special. The way
new flows I've never heard him do before. And this guy is the home of 100 flows.
And that's what I'm thinking when I first heard him. I feel like he was bringing new flows to the game. So when he did this verse, it just brought that feeling right back to me. Like, wow, this is like a brand new energy.
You sent him the track with your verse on it.
Yeah.
So he took inspiration from your verse and he did that verse.
I don't know if he took inspiration.
Yeah, he did. And that to me,
verse.
I'm gonna say it because you can't, so I will.
Yeah.
If he wasn't inspired, he wouldn't have done it. If he wasn't inspired to take it that far, he wouldn't have done the verse the way it was.
Yeah.
And the beat's great, but no beat's gonna make a man rap or anyone rap like that, male or female. No beat's gonna do that. It's a passing of that baton, and so that must have made you feel good. And I mean, I know you're a humble guy, but ultimately, you've made an incredible body of work to know that when you heard that verse, you must have thought that's his reaction. Wow, I did something right on that. Because that's what I took from it. I mean, I said that.
when I heard the verse, I played it back over and over and over again. I think I was just sitting in the studio
in shock.
Man. But he said all those things he said was so necessary for the album. Because all the things he was talking about. So that's what I was more so happy about. I'm glad that he addressed things that conceptually necessarily weren't addressed, and then when he sent that back, super thoughtful, you know what I mean? And just you're gonna have to go back and listen to that verse a few more times. You heard it once.
I mean, I picked out maybe half a dozen, maybe a dozen lines out of it that off the top of my head I can remember.
But when I was talking to him, and, I've been in the studio with him a couple times, but when I was talking to him, he was just saying that how it was an honor for him to be a part of it, because I told him that, before anything, I was like, look, man, I don't, you're one of the only people I really want on this album. Just, I was telling him the story of the album, what it meant to me. And honestly, he told me yo, I want to be a part of it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. That was what I got back when I was talking to him. And I was like, damn, man, I don't know if it's gonna come through. But then randomly out of nowhere, I got the Eminem verse, and then me and him talked.
So he didn't prepare you for it, he did it.
No, so you could just imagine waking up and being like...
Checking your email?
Checking it, getting, seeing a call from Paul Rosenberg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Talking to him, saying the verse, he did the verse. Did you hear it? I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? you know. So I go in the studio and I hear that verse, and it was me. I think it was just me and Lawrence. Lawrence is one of my buddies. He did the I Don't F With You video. He did like the whole 2088 visuals. He's like and he's from Detroit with me. So you know, we're two Detroit.
So he's a visual aesthetic.
He's a visuals, and we're both from Detroit. So
Yeah.
we heard this and we lost our minds, man. And you know, I'm just happy that if I did inspire it in any way, like if I helped that bring that any of that out, like I'm just happy that that happened. But I don't want to take any credit for how good his verse is. Let's be clear. That's
Song number 4, No Favors. So I think, like, what are we, 2 verses in before the?
no, it's just one.
Just one long verse.
Mm-hmm.
You come in and you it's just you're really on that song, and lyrically and flow wise, you just all kinds of different voices and tones and feels, and then off the back of that, this voice comes in and it's like an out of body experience because it doesn't sound like who it is at first.
Yeah.
It sounds like some creepy weird. And the first time I heard it, I was like, who is this? This guy's going to be a megastar.
Yeah.
And it turns out he already is. So
Yeah,
why don't
he's
you
the
do the honors
megastar.
and tell us who's on No Favors?
Eminem. So, you know, Eminem.
Okay, so there it is. The album is due to release on February 3rd. Definitely go buy the album. Leave a comment on what you think about this song, if it's gonna live up to the hype, you know, whatever it might be. Personally, I think this record is gonna be fucking epic. Make sure you check it out.